Alrighty, here we go. Battle City action, and it is the start of a new round, which means Yugi, he's always been the one to start off the new round. That's just the way the website made it. Yugi is taking on Bakura, who he did play in the anime in the finals, and that's about where I was up to in the anime. I haven't watched it for a little bit. Been meaning to get back into it, but Yugi up against Bakura. And, oh, that is an absolute rotten hand from Yugi. Speak about a mulligan rule. And I'm heading to the comments. This match could be pretty technical. Bakura just starts off with a defense. Yugi is going second and still has not drawn anything. Has not drawn anything that he can potentially play in terms of monsters. So Yugi may in a bit of trouble early here. Okay, now today is a Monday, or was, depending what time you were watching. Has Bakura... Oh, he goes for tribute. What do you have? Oh, it was Yoranzo that was face down. Yoranzo the MVP. Shout out to Duke Devlin for finishing his series in style. So I'm just trying to find where I was up to in comments. Yeah, I think that's it there. Okay, end phase for Bakura, who just delivered Yugi a direct attack and still can't... Oh, Summon Skull. Oh, what a pull. Okay, so Yugi, yes, you've all probably realized it already. He can play Monster Reborn and he can bring back Yoranzo. Of course, if you know, you know. There was a match with Duke where Yoranzo got revived 4 times in one match. Yoranzo is revived to make way for the Summoned Skull, and Yugi now has some counterplay. For the first time, using Bakura's own Yoranzo as tribute bait to get rid of Earl of Demise. Okay, let's start with the comments. Cascade Hairstone 4606 put in 2 comments on the Odeon and Seeker match. That match was actually really good. Cascade Hairstone says, I made a Pyro-style deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX with using Ultimate Baseball Kid. It was a fun strategy. Ultimate Baseball Kid, that was in the Pyro structure deck that was released in, I'm going to say 2005, somewhere around there. I've actually still got that deck in the shoebox where I have all my old Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. I still have that deck. Blazing, what was it called? Blazing Victory or something? It had Inferno Flame Emperor was like the ace card in it, but Ultimate Baseball Kid was in that deck. And yeah, it is actually a pretty broken card because it gets like 1,000 points for every fire monster on the field or something like that, as Yugi destroys a Sangan. So what will Bakura play? I mean, Yugi's got Light of Intervention on the field. But yeah, Ultimate Baseball Kid is a very cool card. I've had it used against me before. It wasn't fun because it was at like 4,000 attack power. And Cascade Hairstone also says, also imagine Joey versus Alexis's brother in GX since he had the RBD mask. Alexis's brother, that was... crud, what was his name? Oh no, this is going to drive me nuts. No, come on, it'll come to me in a second. Atticus. I think his name was Atticus, was Alexis's brother. SCH292 says, I know that most people won't agree with me. I say Johnny Steps enter Duelist Kingdom, LOL. This would have been the question I asked of what... Oh, Reshef the Dark Being. It was added to Bakura's deck as it sort of suits his theme and I needed to make a 40-card deck. So Reshef, yes, that can take control of a monster if you've been a spell card, which Bakura's been one of his Destiny board cards, so he won't be able to use that this duel, but he might not need to because Yugi is running out of life points. But yes, I did ask the question, what mini-series do we want to see? Sir Aaron Game Guy says, bring back Jaden. So that'll be a Jaden Battle City run, because we did see a Duelist Kingdom one with him, which was very entertaining as well. Johnny Steps. While I would like to do Johnny Steps, we only saw like 3 of his cards, so I would have to pretty much improvise a whole deck, but It actually still could be fun because we can make like a female themed monster deck and play that as Johnny Steps. I will do that one day. Might as well. Stevdes? I'm not sure how to say that name. That's a new name as well. I haven't seen this name before. Just started the video cheering for Rebecca Hawkins, but Arcana has a lot of ways to keep Dark Magician on the field. I hope she wins. Personally, I want to see Chum-Li take on Duelist Kingdom to see if he can pull a positive win-loss record, but I don't expect him to win, but to stay positive. Well, that is Chum-Li's style. Chum-Li, I actually really liked him in GX. I reckon the show wouldn't have been as good without him. Bakura flips up Maneater Bug. And, so Yugi used Summon Skull to get rid of Reshef. Wait, did Bakura flip, man? Oh, no, Light of Intervention's on the field. Bakura probably just played it from his hand. Mint Coded says, mini-series idea, best performers gauntlet versus Big Five. That's actually not a bad idea. Best performers in Battle City, well, one of them will definitely be Arcana. Maya's up there. Kaiba. Who's second? Mako, I think. Yeah, those take on Big Five. That would actually be quite fun. I mean, it'd be fun to see the Big Five take on anyone. Which reminds me as well, I'll have to try and make a Serenity Wheeler deck at some stage as well. Just for fun as well. Marcus Wilbrand 5901 says, my wish list would be Pegasus with a modern Toon deck versus Battle City. Just for your impression of calling him Everybody Boy. So, who's a Battle City character? Arcana. I see you're going to play the Dark Magician, Arcana boy. Pegasus is funny, man. The series with the Big Five and Noah, including all characters that were in the digital world. Oh, that were in the digital work. I think that might meant to be world. And maybe all that were on the airship. Always seemed weird that they just let Marek on there and he did nothing. Yeah, he just kind of wandered around while everyone was in the digital world, didn't he? He was just like, where is everybody? He's just wandering around like, can't find anybody. He's like, what the hell is going on? While the blimp... I mean, how long were they in the digital world for? Bro, how much fuel cells did that blimp have? Like, blimp was just hovering around for like weeks on end. The Grand Championship arc would be fun too, but probably pure pain to build decks. As there were loads of characters we saw maybe one turn of. Yeah, that's it would be a tough one to make some of those, but there were some who we did get to see in a proper duel. That Vivian girl, because in that episode where I think she was up against Yugi, wasn't she? I actually seen a picture on some social media platform, but Vivian's actually holding a Slife of the Sky Dragon in her hands in one of the turns, like sort of like a filler scene as they're going through turns. If you look closely at her hand, she's actually holding a Slifer. Michael Page 2507 says, would like to see Cyrus. Cyrus would be good for both Duelist Kingdom and Battle City. The only ones I don't think will really suit Duelist Kingdom at all would be Zane, Bastion, and anyone else who kind of goes past that season 1. I think the only ones that would kind of work for Duelist Kingdom would be Alexis, Jaden, and Cyrus. And Chum-Li. I think any other duelists, they're just going to be a little bit too overpowered, and it's going to be like the Gravekeepers when they took on Duelist Kingdom and basically mopped the floor with everything in their path. And would you believe this? I've been glancing up and down at this match, and Yugi, who was down to 1,000 points, has managed to come back, and Bakura's got nothing left. Bakura had this one, he had Reshef and Summon Skull bring Yugi down to 1,000 points, and since then, Bakura has not been able to get any counterplay. And here we go, Yugi going for Dark Magician, I think just for the hell of it. Bakura's lost his first match after Yugi absolutely was being butchered early on. It's amazing how quickly this game can turn around. Yugi's even had Magical Cylinder there as well. Emperor Pikachu 2013 says, was definitely a great series for Duke. I really enjoyed it. glad you enjoyed it, and I too, I really enjoyed watching Duke's series back as well. It was, Dice Chart is just such a chaotic card, and to be fair, I reckon Duke actually did alright. What did he finish with? 9 and 7, so he would have finished just above mid-tier table. Nicholas Engberg says, much better with commentary. That was for the Rex and my match. So what actually happened is I used to use Adobe Audition to record my voice, but I ended up, now I just use Logic Pro because Adobe Audition can have a hissy fit every now and then, and it just won't save the recording, and then it just craps itself. And it kind of did it enough times where I was like, you know what, I'm had enough. So I decided to start using Logic Pro instead, and I've never had an issue with Logic Pro. The only thing with Logic Pro is if you record part of a voice track and then you have to stop for whatever reason when you restart it, when you're bouncing the track down, if you've only got one of those clips selected, like say like you've got one long audio form but it's been like cut into 2 sections, if you've needed to stop to do a bathroom break. Oh, Card Destruction was played. Oh, Dark Sanctuary. If you've only got one of those clips highlighted and it only highlights one of them after you've recorded, when you actually sort of like export that audio form, it'll only export the ones that are highlighted. And occasionally, like if you've stopped the recording and then restarted it, you kind of forget after you're done. That's what happened. So I only bounced down the 3rd duel, and then I actually closed Logic Pro and then reopened it when I was doing another one. And yeah, it was only until I got to the editing stage late that night where I actually realized what happened, because I have done that before, only bounced down one of the audio forms, but I was able to go back and recover them. But I tried on this one and it didn't work, so that's why I threw out the thing there. What do you all think about games without commentary? But nobody said we prefer it without commentary. Literally everybody said it needs commentary, and which isn't a bad thing. Like, I watch these anyway, so I mean, doing it with commentary doesn't really cost me any more time or anything. So, but the idea is that I'd always had this idea floating around that I could do like a Yu-Gi-Oh to fall asleep to, which is just random games that don't have any commentary and just replace the music with something soft. So like, some people really use series like this to fall asleep to. I do as well. I really enjoy the series, but it helps me fall asleep at night as well. It's not that the content isn't entertaining or anything, it just puts you in that space where you can rest your body and finally get to sleep. Octavia Hirschberg says Rex is trying to get that kiss. That was for the Rex and my match. That was actually a really, really good match, and it was like 45 minutes as well. And with it being 45 minutes long, that's why I just couldn't redo the commentary. Otherwise, if it was a shorter match, I probably would have been able to, but I would have had to have re-recorded like 30 minutes of commentary, and then the whole editing process, bouncing down the audio file, then putting it to the video, then you have to bounce the video file down, which again takes, for a 30-minute video, that's probably about another 15 to 20 minutes in itself as well. As Yugi goes in for an attack with Archfiend of Gilfa. Fails it though, as Dark Sanctuary is such a brutal card. Yugi's going to have a tough time with this one, and there's a trap hole as well. Moonwolfie says, Jaden taking on Battle City for sure. I would also like to see Alexis, Cyrus, and Chumlee take on Duelist Kingdom, while Zane and Bastion take on Battle City. Asta or Jesse taking on Duelist Kingdom could be interesting. Did he use the Destiny Heroes? Or Dark Heroes or something like that? Or Evil Hero? And Jesse... which one was Jesse? Jesse was the fossil dino guy. Jesse is one of my favorite GX characters, and I love his deck. Astor has his... there we go. Astor has his Destiny Heroes. So it's slightly different than Jaden's Elemental Hero Neo-Spatian deck. That first match went on for a while thanks to Gravity Bind locking up Arcana's strong monsters till she could get the win. Unfortunately, the next two went Arcana's way. It I reckon those two need to have a rematch at some stage. Oh, D-Spell gets rid of Dark Sanctuary. I mean, Yugi's still hopelessly lost here. He's just thrown down King's... Oh, King's not... Oh, Trap Hole. No, Yugi's cooked in this one. Connor Chavez says, for me, best year I've ever had. Traveled 6 times, made... I won't disclose the figure out of privacy, but I mean, it is there in the comments anyway. But Connor Chavez had a good year. Bought a house and a new car. Oh, man, that's actually really good to hear that people are actually having that success, given how tough it is these days. Legit best year I've ever had. Can only probably have another amazing year. But yeah, everyone else I've talked to said it was the worst year of their lives, so I'm definitely in the minority. Well, it's good to hear, Connor Chavez, that you had a good 2024, and hey, hopefully 2025 ups 2024 as well. As Bakura has just got the win, so it's 1-1 here, so we'll go to a tiebreaker. But always good to hear that people are having good years. And yeah, hopefully for all of us, 2025 is something different, something better for all of us. Glenn Devo says, I want to see Alexa's take on Battle City, Cyrus take on Duelist Kingdom. Moon Wolfie says, Duke tried, but Mai can be tough when she doesn't get brick hands. And today, Mai got all the cards she needed. 9-7 is honestly a better record than I thought Duke was going to get. It's a better record than I thought he was going to get as well. I thought he was going to go like 5-11 or something like that, especially when he lost to Weevil. Octavia Hirschberg says, Moki Moki versus Duelist Kingdom. That might be interesting, because the Moki Moki deck isn't really that powerful. That might actually match up pretty well against Duelist Kingdom. I'll keep that one in mind. And I actually really want to see, who was this? Glenn Devo said, Alexa's take on Battle City. I reckon Alexis would match up so good against Battle City. We'll see some absolute classics out of that. Moon Wolfie says, much better with commentary. Mai's Harpies beat Rex's Dinosaurs. This has been a very competitive match with all 3 rounds being grueling. Man, that ended up being a 45-minute match. Like, that was madness. Like, utter madness. Glenn Devo also says, why did the Mai user not keep Mirror Ball? That was the obvious play. Remember, Mirror Ball does cost 2,000 life points per standby phase to keep on the field. It is a very expensive card. And if you're getting attacked... I mean, like, if you haven't got much power on the field, sometimes it's just too expensive to keep it there. Or if you're just starting to build your forces up, you can let go of it, because at 2,000 per standby phase, that adds up to 4 turns that you'll keep it on the field for. But it's to discretion as well. Everybody plays different. I will admit, I don't remember what the circumstances were. In general, if I've ever played Mirror Ball, I use it on the field until my forces are built. Usually I play it till about 4,000 life points, then I won't go any further. But that's just me. But I actually don't remember what the sequence of events was leading up to the Mayan Rex. It was too many matches floating around in my head. There is a comment from Slinger0083 that says, Jaden, Alexis, or Jesse Anderson take on Battle City. So another one there for Jaden and Alexis as well. Puma's DS says, a warning about Neon Genesis Evangelion. It deals with some very dark themes, not for everyone. Oh, okay, I'll be alright with that. There's, you know what? Yu-Gi-Oh! GX is actually a really dark series in some... Ooh, Slifer. I just saw that. Oh, triple tribute for it. Richard Mosham says, those duels were amazing. These two honestly need a best of 7 series. It is just such high level play when they face off. That was Becca and Arcana's match. It was a really good match. Honestly, Arcana's deck is a bad matchup. Rematch would be nice, but I feel Arcana would win. That was from 11 Earguile. Phantom 115CW says, are they doing Fairy Tail deck here now? This is on the Mayan Rex match. Fairy Tail. deck. I don't know what the context is. I'm sorry. I don't know how to... Well, Fairy Tail's an anime. Is that where... Sorry, I'm completely lost. I don't know what the context of the comment is. They're doing Fairy Tail deck here now. We could make a fairy... Oh, Slifer is on the field. What's Bakura done here? He's played Dark Necrofear in attack mode at 200 attack points because of Slifer's effect. What's happening? Why would... what's his effect again? Oh, 2800 off Bakura. That's costly. Dark Necrofear does have an effect, but I don't remember exactly what it was. I'd have to read the card again. Wait, does it take control of an opponent's monster if it's destroyed by battle? It's been too long since I've read the card effect. I'll have to watch. I'll have to see what's happening. End phase, Dark Necrofear. If this card is destroyed because... If this card is in your graveyard because it was destroyed... Oh, yes. Okay, so Bakura. Yugi has Magic Cylinder down. That's interesting, because if Bakura attacks, then Slifer will do all of Bakura's... the rest of Bakura's life points here. Maxman918 also says definitely better with the commentary. Okay, Yugi goes for Light Force Sword. That will... I got a card out of Bakura's hand, which reduces Slifer's attack power. Oh, there's Monster Reborn. Yugi may have been better off leaving Light Force Sword on the field there. Beta the Magnet Warrior has come to the field. Oh, another tribute here as well. It's Dark Ruler Hades. Camp Fighting Rocks 9403 says, nice music, but need the commentary. Having someone gently explain GOAT format Yu-Gi-Oh! Is my sleeping medicine. See, I told you that people get good bed rest. And Bakura, Yugi, sorry, activated Magic Cylinder on Dark Ruler Hades. Which may not have been the best play. Bakura's prompt is going up, so Yugi's only got a Karibo on the field. I guess Yugi's had to play. He's had to play Magic Cylinder to keep himself in the game. Otherwise, he would have lost a lot of points. Otherwise, Bakura's thrown too many cards. Yugi may be regretting throwing that Light Force Sword, because he may have been able to cost Bakura. I don't know. I reckon Yugi might have slipped up a little bit there, because if he held Light Force Sword, he could have got a bit more life points off Bakura, although there's nothing that Yugi's really got. There's nothing in the graveyard that could have actually beaten... Say if Bakura had... what's it called? Magic Cylinder used on Slifer and it took 4,000 points. Bakura would have been down to 200, but there's nothing that Yugi had which could have actually done any life point damage. So I don't think it actually would have mattered. In the end, Yugi would have had to have taken 200 more life points, although... it may have been a mistake throwing Light Force Sword. It was probably an instinct play, but there goes Big Shield Gardener. And there goes... I don't know, this one... I don't know, what do you all reckon? Do you reckon Yugi slipped up a bit? Bakura, technically, by my count, should still be alive. If he got hit by 4,000, he would have still had 200 life points left. And Yugi's just drawn a Baphomet. I don't know, that one's up for debate. Could Yugi have actually won that one? Was he... Did he attack too early? He had to use Magic Cylinder to defend himself from a direct attack, so he would have lost earlier if he didn't use it. And Puma's DS also says, sucks he lost audio, but commentary is much better in my opinion. Sorry if that's more work for you. I mean, like, I watch these back as I do commentary, and I'm going to watch them anyway, so no, not really, but I'll read out more comments in the next one. I don't think there's many left, but the next one will be Chum-Li. I should have mentioned that earlier, but yes, a Chum-Li series and a Jaden takes on Battle City is what I have done, and after them we will do some more GX characters. I'm going to get into Chum-Li's first match. He's taking on Weevil, so thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks for leaving the comments wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, take care, farewell.